Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. So I was not ready for Tiger King. And I'm not ready for that either. So a friend recommended this to me and I was just like, the way you're describing this, I don't want to watch it. It just sounded weird to me. I didn't know the story behind it. I didn't know what it was about, who it was about. I didn't even know it was a documentary. I just heard Tiger King, heard this guy talk about it. I was just like, what is this? It sounds weird. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not even going to check it out what it is. But then I saw Jeremy Jones review it, and he's one of the top reviewers on YouTube. And then I saw Sean Chandler talk about it to the Flick Pick on Twitter and on a podcast as well. I'm just like, okay, you got my attention now, considering these YouTubers, I watch them regularly. For me, these are some of the best reviews on YouTube. It's definitely some of my favorite YouTubers in general, not just movie content, but in general. I do enjoy watching these YouTubers review things, right, and talk about movies and TV shows. So when they're talking about it, I'm just like, okay, you know what? People are talking about it, including these big reviewers. I gotta check this out. I gotta at least give it a chance. So I went into it knowing nothing about what was going on, who it was about, or what was happening. But 2 episodes in, that's all it took. 2 episodes, I was hooked. I was hooked into this. I was just like, wow, this is very interesting. It's about a guy called Joe Exotic who owns a zoo that breeds tigers. And there are some people that care about these tigers genuinely and looking after them. And there's some people that look after them in a way and have good intentions, but in the end, it shows that they don't really care about the tigers as much as they did before, or at least they just don't care at all. The main characters, not the main characters, they're people, they're real people. It's a documentary, but Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin, these two hated each other, and she was animal rights. I mean, did she own a zoo? I've already lost my mind on the show, but she was like a rival to him in a way, and she cared about animal rights supposedly. But what the idea I got from this was that neither one actually cared enough about the tigers themselves. Like there were other characters there that genuinely cared about the tigers, but in terms of the main people, Joe Exotic, Carol Baskin, just when I look at them, I feel like, especially towards the end as well, the last 2 episodes, they didn't really care about the tigers, which was in a way the worst thing about it, considering, I mean, to be fair, like Joe Exotic went to prison eventually for a certain crime. I'm not going to spoil too many things in case you haven't seen it or heard about it, but you can't really spoil this, to be fair. But still, like, you get to see it, you get to see them interviewed, you get to see Joe interviewed, Carol interviewed, people at the zoo interviewed, other people interviewed. I feel like they definitely missed some things out though, definitely. It was a good documentary, like it was interesting, it was interesting to watch, definitely, but I think they definitely missed out. They cut out a lot that could have been in there. Like, I think there's a lot more details that we just don't know, that are like unseen footage. So that's why I sometimes find it hard to trust documentaries, considering they don't always put everything in, so they might sometimes miss out a key detail. But I think there's definitely more to this, more than what we saw. I think there's definitely more that was filmed, more that was answered in questions. I would love to see an extended version, to be fair, but for what it was interesting. I liked how the interviews were. The characters were quite interesting. It was interesting to hear what Joe was like, and he was quite crazy, cool in some ways and mad in other ways. He definitely did some bad things. Definitely was far from being a saint. Neither was Carol Baskin, though. That's the thing. And there are viewers and even people in the show that believe that she killed her husband. Basically, one day her husband disappeared, and they're accusing her of killing him. And she has a new man now, and she's obviously gonna deny it. Even her husband's are they married now? I don't know. Her new husband has come out and made a video about it, defending her, not her defending herself, but most of the people that watch this show, based on what she said in the show and based on the story behind her husband's disappearance and based on the other characters too, most viewers do believe that she killed her husband. And when you watch this, you can understand why people believe that. And she's definitely crazy. There's something wrong about her. There's definitely something wrong with this woman. Like, there's something wrong. There's definitely a problem there. I don't know what it is. It might be that she's a killer. I can't say for sure because, technically that's slander. But there's definitely something wrong. there. Definitely something wrong. Also involved in this are PETA as well. So PETA, you know, the animal rights company. There's the prosecutor, I think, who sent Joe down to prison. There's quite a few interviews. I think the best interviews were the other zookeepers. So not Joe, the other people at the zoo that genuinely cared about the tigers. Those were interesting interviews because they had different perspectives on both Joe and Carol and what they thought of them. They had, in a way, unbiased perspectives. So I like listening to them the most, to be fair. But yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely interesting, and I recommend checking it out. Even if you're not interested, just watch the first episode, see what you think. It's something else, this show. It's something else. So yeah, I'm not going to rate it because I don't know what to rate it, to be honest, but it is very interesting. It's one of the strangest and most interesting documentaries I've seen. But yeah, if you're bored in quarantine, then this might be something you might like. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.